Thanks for joining me, everybody. I just like the intro. I know I kind of botched that one up. I was supposed to be all full screen with my little box in the corner here, and I wasn't, and I went live. But anyway, this is how we do it. Mess ups and all. Ultra Maximus here, everybody, for this Warrior Wednesday. Hope you all are doing well. Yep, it's a Wednesday. That means new books, and I'm happy to say that I was able to make it to a store this week. Last week I didn't make it out to a store until Saturday. But you know, that not making it out till Saturday actually resulted in me picking up something pretty awesome. And I'm going to get into some of that. As far as what you guys finding in your stores this week, I hope you're out there finding all the goods and you're finding all your variants and stuff. Because, let's see here. Where is it? There it is. So, last week I goose-egged on the top 10. I was like, oh, I have no hot books. And then I walked into my local comic shop trying to obtain some supplies. And while I was in there obtaining some supplies, I found this super-duper nice copy. I think this copy has wrong with it. If you look at the top staple, there's a little tiny spot right there of a printer defect. Ink rub. But other than that, this is a beautiful book. They may 9.8 this book. If they didn't 9.8, it would definitely 9.6. So I'm accepting best offers. That one's up in my my eBay store if you guys are interested in taking a look at that one. It's not a book that I bought for my personal collection. However, it is a book where I buy things to net zero. And again, I want to talk about the net zero way of collecting. Net zeroing is when you purchase initially multiple copies of a book, and then you sell either one or two of those books to make your entire purchase net zero. This is a principle and a practice that I wish I could teach everybody who start to get into comics. I'm going to go ahead and just try to explain that to you guys here. So now my beard's looking a little fluffy. I got to take care of the undercarriage a little bit too. Don't notice these things till I'm on camera. But anyway, let's get into this Wednesday Warrior report. What did I find? Well, I found some goods. And one thing I did notice, and I left all the cable number 5s today, or number 4s today. Can't remember what number it is. But the cable that was released today all had a line going across the barcode all the way across the front cover. This was one of 2 copies left on the shelf, so I had no choice but to grab it because obviously this book is providing to be a little bit hotter than possible. And then I'm also going to let you know there is kind of technically a first appearance. I don't know who the guy is, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. But there's basically on the last pages of this book, there's somebody new, and you need to read it. I don't know if it's going to have any impact on it, but this one right here, you guys will want to check your copies because my copy has a little tiny ink smudge right there, and then also on the back cover, which I completely missed because I was in a hurry. But so this is a printer defect, and these happen on books all the time, and sometimes it keeps a book from being anything higher than a 9.4. But if you see the perfect line that goes up the back side of the book here, So check your copies of Black Widow Campbell's. They may have this stuff on them, and there may not be nothing you can do about it because it may have affected the majority of the print run. I did not have a copy of the 1 in 500 to obviously compare it to, but there is a virgin 1 in 500 variant of this book. So I don't know if you should be on the lookout for it, but there will probably be collectors on the lookout for it. So let me also go through this real quick. Kind of organize what I got here. Okay, so that's the one I want to end on. And this is the one I want to talk about. That's the one I want to talk about. This is these three. Okay, so obviously one of the hot books of the week happens to be that Marvel 81st birthday Miles Morales variant. But the Raza Baby variant. Well, I was able to nab 2 of these because the store forgot to put up the 1 per customer. And I want to thank that store. That would be the Collective of Altamont Springs, Florida, who was very nice and gracious to let me obtain 2 copies, even though they had very limited supply. They actually had a lot of people add their subs for Miles Morales, but I was able to obtain a copy of number 17, real clean copy too. So Miles Morales is on fire. But you know what? There's a lot of other books that are on fire. I mean, there's just so much. I did go into the back issue bins, and I want to point out this because somebody else pointed this out too, that it's one of those preview books. Now, this right here was in the back issues, and I nabbed it because it's a Strange Academy appearance. This has a Strange Academy multi-page preview in it, and it's Daredevil number 17. I don't know where it falls in the veil, but just wanted. You ever get a feeling about a book and just like, maybe I should pick that up? And even though, I think I got banned from a group, or at least from somebody's post, for pointing out that you should not be paying $15 for Thor number 5 third printings because they were going to be plentiful. The second print wasn't heavily ordered because the cover art sucked. There were people who were able to get it. However, the third printing has the better artwork. However, this right here is the Black Winter cover from Thor number 5, third printing. So here's the thing. You guys have heard me talk about it, how I don't believe that this is actually what the Black Winter truly looks like or his true form. I've caught heat for it. I called him the snowflake that he turned into in issue 6, and that was kind of funny. But I really still don't believe we've actually seen the true Black Winter. So keep tabs out for that. Let's see what else. Pick this one up just because it's a second print. The 1 in 25 obviously has the market supply been, met on the 1 in 25? Is that the reason why it doesn't command the money that it once did at release? It's still getting good money though, but it's nowhere near. It definitely came a crashing because there was more supply than people had thought about. A lot of these Batman books, people need to remember, have a supply, almost 100,000 copies. That's a lot. Now this one, because I do not see a issue 31, I think this may be a final issue. I don't see any previews for a 31 or anything like that, but Monstrous number 30. If you slept on Monstrous, I slept on 15 through 29, but I didn't sleep on the first 14. Some of those issues are artistically the best book that it was put out in that year. It should have won major awards for its artistics. Look at me using big words. But Monstrous is definitely one of those books that has a long story. My problem with collecting is I collect full runs. I get tired and burnt out because there's so many books to be collecting at one time. So if it's not a story that I'm really super into, I'm going to get out of it. Obviously, Monsters had me hooked for almost a year and change, because image books are a little bit longer than that. So I give them props. I'm probably gonna have to go back and collect some of those, and I bet you now that I think about how I fell off, there's probably a lot of other people out there that fell off of Monsters too. So if you're holding back issues, between 10 to 29. 10 to 30 even now, because 30's out today. Now that makes it a back issue as of whenever it sells out. So keep that in mind. Now, I got a mail call I'm going to do here, and then I'm going to get into a speculation matrix, little tidbit for you guys here. But I got hooked up today because somebody put this back on the shelf in front of me. Don't ever do that, all right? Because I made the mistake of doing that today. So today, I put a Transformers 1 in 10 incentive variant back on the shelf because the price was $16.99. And at that store, I get a hookup. The other store where I thought I had it on my pull list apparently didn't qualify for the 10 because they only had like 6 people or 5 people ordering copies. So he didn't order very many copies. And this store, again, went out of their way to try to help me out with an A cover or B cover or whatever. I'm like, no, you don't understand. That's not how I roll. I asked for the 1 in 10 because I bought the 1 in 10 last time. But if you guys aren't getting it, I understand. And next month's the final issue. So no big deal. And I want to bring this up as a little speculation matrix for you guys too, for Transformers fans out there. I'm noticing only my comic shop is one of the few people that has multiple copies of the 1 in 10 for Transformers 84 Secrets and Lies out today. I think people are dropping off of that one. So one was heavily ordered. One also had a store variant. And that's the reason why, again, you should not be spending more than the ratio on that 1 in 25 incentive. For issue number 2, that one still had a store variant where they were, two different variant covers. I don't see a store variant for number 3, which is probably meaning that either they are delayed in printing or nobody ordered a store variant for it, which may be the reason why the incentive variant for number 3 is a rarity. But there's far fewer number 3 incentive variants out there than there are RIB number 1s. So think about that from perspective. The 1 in 25 incentive for number 1 is more plentiful than the 1 in 10 for number 3. Get your orders in for number 4. Yeah, so that one was put back on the shelf. And then somebody called the store and picked it up and bought it out from under me before I could go back and pick it up. So I ordered a copy. A copy or 2 online. But this one also fresh out today. And you gotta love the stores that do this. They know that there's a hot book, and they know that their customers are going to come in and ask for it. Then they know that there's other guys who aren't customers that are going to come in and try to flip that book. You're going to come in and try to snag it, but they keep them behind the counter for their peoples. So I got me a Strange Academy 3rd print, number 1, Ramos variant, and coming up for this weekend on It's Drunken Chat, Son, I want you to remember the name Humberto Ramos. All right, so there's that. So I got those books out the way, and then I got one more book here. But I'm going to keep it for the speculation matrix that I'm going to offer you guys here today. But first, we're going to open some books. How's that sound? Does that sound good? Because I'm about it. I'm about it. Are you about it? I hope you're about it. And please do not forget to like and subscribe to this Raw Report, because you never know what I'm going to come up with. And here we go. Maximus mail call. Got some ominous music in the background for it too, and if you guys can check out the credits, Strange Aeons of White Bat Audio for the tunes. You should definitely go and give them a like if you're into the cyberpunk stuff. But let's get into things. First things first. Both media mail. Let's just say I'm a little shook because I don't like media mail. Media mail is horrible. What's funny is one of these shipments via media mail is a replacement shipment via media mail. I got books that are being lost and redirected to South Florida, and it's nuts. Okay, so I don't know where some of these things are. I'm watching my eBay page and cringe. I got a book coming in from the UK that I really need to get here. Just because it's a Transformers variant, and it's one of those books that the seller hit me up before he shipped. He's like, "Oh, is there anything else you want?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna test you out here, man." He's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm spending almost $100 on a Transformers variant with you because I expect it to be what you say it is. You say it's a new book, free of defects unless otherwise stated. Okay, go ahead and send it then, bro." And finally sent it, and I paid an obscene amount for shipping too. And it still hasn't gotten here because he probably didn't send it to expedited shipping that he said he would. thinking that, oh, he's blaming it all on customs, because that's what a lot of those guys do. But I've actually had really good success with other sellers from the UK, so we're gonna chalk it up to customs just holding it up. But this Gemini that I'm opening here, let's see here, what we got. All right, he said it's near mint. Looks near mint. Double boarded around it. Make sure it survived the trip. Transfer this thing over to my Mylar real quick. See what we really got here. Just so people see me opening it live on the air. Oh, did I give you a sneak peek of what it was? Did you catch that? Yep. Looks near mint this side. What does the back cover say? Oh, the back cover does not say near mint, but that might just be possible. So it probably happened in shipping, and I'm not going to ding the guy too hard because he thinks it's near mint. Everybody thinks their book's near mint. Everybody does, but nobody looking. If they don't post the back cover, it's probably not near mint. And that's when, you got to roll the dice sometimes. And sometimes you do got to roll the dice, and if you roll the dice and you get a nice book, you luck out. If you have a press and it's pressable, you luck out. And this is where this book is going to segue back into the spec matrix, because I'm going to double board it. And of course, if you guys caught my other video about these little bad boys right here, this happens to be Captain Marvel number 125, second print, non-lenticular. Pretty dope ass variant. I think it's probably one of the cooler ones. I'm definitely going to have to press this one up, get it in the collection. So the collection grows, everybody. The collection grows. More and more of those second prints are arriving, and I cannot wait until the only one I have to get is the Spider-Man. Well, I gotta confirm some of my other orders are going to ship before I can confirm that too, because I still have orders that show unfulfilled, and it's probably because my last name is Zachman, and I get that to the back of the line treatment sometimes. So anyway, here we go. Opening up this replacement package. So this is the replacement of, I got a package from one of my honey hole transformer book places, and they packed it medium mail, and they did the bubble wrap around the outside, but then the books are facing up. It's like, why is the books facing outward? Why would you do this? And I order a lot of books from these guys, and they're like, look, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, the near mint ones that I paid for are the ones that didn't arrive near mint. The very fine ones arrived just fine. The very fine ones arrived probably closer to near mint. So we'll see what we got here, because at least the freebie they packed in there. We'll see if it's a total joke, because it looks like a bunch of jokes. But again, if this is just the replacement to my messed up order, I'm fine with that. I'm not out for free books. I'm not trying to obtain free books from sellers. I just want what I paid for. It's just what anybody wants. Now, I will give a shout out to I got to look up his name. I'm going to give a shout out to him. So I did have an issue with an order, and you guys saw me open them up on air, where near mints were just horrible. I mean, they were. The guy felt bad because, of course, I had paid extra for first class mail for 3 books, and still ended up getting sent via medium mail. I'm like, what is going on, man? You had me PayPal you extra. And he's like, yeah, it's my bad, So he refunded the whole order. I didn't want him to refund the whole order, but he refunded the whole order. And obviously it was a $15 book order on eBay. Okay, let's see what we got. All right, so heck yeah, replacement for the one book that I wanted, and I'm gonna go full screen for this one so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. All right, San Diego Comic-Con variant. This is the one book that I ordered that lot from in order to get this book, and this one does not appear to be all broken up. Looks all beautiful at the bottom side too. Most expensive book in the lot, and they put it at the bottom. And now RC gets double boarded and put into the Mylar. So that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So let's see. He padded my order with some books, and I haven't looked at the ones that are upside down. I'm not really concerned with those. But these other ones, so the 42 RI, retail incentive Galvatron cover. This one's just, if you're a Galvatron fan, this is a wicked Galvatron variant. And this is, again, Transformers number 42, which is the epilogue to Combiner Wars. Threw in the epilogue number 42 regular cover. I think that was in the 4-cover lot. Let's see here. So I got Combiner Wars, Windblade number 5. Okay, so these are the pad orders. So these are Transformers Windblade number 3. And you threw in a retail incentive cover, which has got the... So this is a White Optimus Combiner. You guys remember the White Optimus toy that premiered a few years back? It was actually during this to help supplement the Combiner War sales. This is the retail incentive cover that had him on it. Thanks for that order pad there. I at least like the variant. And then, of course, the sub cover from number 42. So I just got my order replaced. I got a nice retail incentive variant for Windblade. Was actually pretty low print, but there was actually a couple of good variants that came in there, and I'm glad they hooked that up. So that's the Maximus mail call. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, 21 minutes in. If you waited this long for me to get into some goods, well, you waited just long enough, because what we got up next, everybody, is what you wanted. Speculation Matrix. And for this Speculation Matrix, we are going to use this as a SKU. So this came out today. And as you guys know, Captain Marvel second printings with first appearance covers. Ms. Marvel. Come on. They tend to do things. You know, history has a funny way of repeating itself, and I just want to tie together some strings for some of you people, because apparently there is a first appearance in this book as well. So this is a Captain Marvel first appearance special. We're going to talk some Captain Marvel specs. So yes, as I just showed you, there is 2 books that came out today. And that is the Captain Marvel 18 and the 1 in 25 incentive. Now, I've seen the incentive listed on eBay for 60 bucks. Listed isn't sold, though. So talk to your local comic shop. Find out if they ordered heavily, if they got the variant. I know there's a lot of variant hunters now. And my comic shop even knows. They're like, we know you're a speculator. And you know, there's one guy came and he's like, I sold my whole collection, but I'm here buying more books today. So he's one of those guys. But let me tie together some knots here for you guys real quick, and give you some loose strings kind of hanging out. So Laurie L, I should say, is Karl's sister. So Karl's family keeps on getting bigger by the moment. And what do I mean by that? Well, Karl's sister got bigger recently too, and this was a huge book. This is your Captain Marvel, or sorry, Life of Captain Marvel number 3, 1 in 100 Casada variant. Now, what this book follows up with was, of course, this is a cameo, and let's just talk about it. This is the Hulk 180, and then here's the Hulk 181. This is the Life of Captain Marvel number 4. There's the Battle Lines variant and the 1 in 25 incentive. Now, yeah, they went from a 1 in 100 to a 1 in 25 because there was that much of an order drop-off. But I want to point out that there was a 1 in 25 for number 5. And that would have been a pretty killer first appearance variant cover. However, it didn't quite go down like that. How it did go down is second printing variants. And here we go again. Digging in the honey holes, you're going to find random peoples who have ordered these 2 variants right here. This is the Life of Captain Marvel number 3 and the Life of Captain Marvel number 4. And this is the first cover variant appearances of First and Full for Karl's mom. So not only is this Karl's mom, I believe this too to be the sister, the mom of her sister, L'Oreal. What you want to be on the hunt for, guys, is, again, I see a lot of guys out there, talking about second prints on books that are just, like nothing to them, just to be a second print. Oh, just because of the rare factor. Well, yeah, I talked about those legacy homage second prints, like that Captain Marvel 125, or 125, not 1 in 25. But there's actually some reasoning for it, like that Captain Marvel, like so many of those legacy second prints. These two second printings are probably less common than their 1 in 100 counterparts. So just keep a tab out for that. Again, I spec on books that I buy. If you don't like the books I spec on, you don't have to buy them. And I'm not telling you to buy anything. I want you guys to buy books that make you feel happy purchasing them and reading them. And hopefully that is exactly what you find out there, because, we're going to talk more about this. But Ultra Maximus will hopefully be making a return appearance this Saturday. I've got some other things that are usually scheduled for Saturdays that I do. But Mighty Mel V's YouTube special time this Saturday at 9:30 Pacific, and that pushes it to 12:30 a.m. Sunday morning Eastern Standard Time. So instead of staying up late after the Hot 10, I don't know if there's anything else going on, but you are going to want to be checking into Mel V's then. And again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this Raw Report, because it is brought to you in part by my eBay, by my Facebook, and by my IG. You can follow me on Twitter. And I just want to say simple thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, still kept it under 30. I appreciate you guys much for tuning in. I will check you out next time.